This is a News Channel Nebraska special report.
Welcome back to News Channel. I am your host, Mike Flood. This is Quarantine Tonight. We're so glad that you've joined us, and we have a lot on tap. This is Monday, August 10th, 2020. Who would have thought in the beginning of March that we'd be doing a nightly program featuring variety musical acts almost every day, Monday through Friday, during coronavirus. But here we are. And unfortunately, it seems like you turn the news on and the virus is as pesky as ever. People, of course, continuing to worry about its impact, its effect, its impact on the economy and so much else. Tonight, we have another reason for you to sit back, kick back, relax, and enjoy. The Lonnie Orchestra is here for another Grand Slam performance tonight. Polka is going to be our feature, which might not surprise you too much, but you'll like the band in all their blue tonight. You'll get a kick out of that, and they've got a lot to offer. While we are here on a Monday night, I want to kind of map out for you what we at NCN have decided to do with this program. There are so many things happening so quickly, it's anybody's guess as to whether or not the Huskers will play. Head coach Scott Frost earlier today shared that he's ready to play even if the Big Ten isn't. Well, Quarantine Tonight's in a little bit better position than college football. We are going to provide live entertainment this week, Monday through Friday. We do have a recording on Thursday. We will do a replay on Thursday of this week, and I want to talk about why that is later in the show tonight. Starting August 14th, if I have my days right, no, August 17th, we're going to go live Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then Thursdays and Fridays we'll reserve that for high school football. We have our fingers crossed that so many of these young kids are going to get the chance to play football this year, but it's anyone's guess as to whether or not it will actually happen. In the hopefully unlikely event that there is not high school football, we will expand our Quarantine Tonight offering to include Thursdays and Fridays. We feel at News Channel Nebraska this is the best balance of both worlds. That kids that want to play high school football, especially the grandmas and grandpas that can't see them in action, or the people watching that want to see what it looks like in the middle of Nebraska's sand hills as everybody turns their attention to a football game, you'll get to enjoy that on Thursdays and Fridays. But on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, it belongs to us here at News Channel Nebraska with Quarantine Tonight. One caveat, though, we are going to do some replays in August just to get ready for a big September. We're going to be doing our best to find even more new talent across the state. We're really working on trying to get more talent from central and western Nebraska. There are so many bands out there that we know are interested in being on our show. We've even talked about taking this show on the road to try out a place like Alliance to see if we can snag some talent from the western end of the state. So I won't go any further on our update. The bottom line is Quarantine Tonight is going to continue. You will see it on this station. We're going to reserve Thursdays and Fridays when the football season starts later this month for football. But if there's no football, you'll get it 5 nights a week. With that, before our big band tonight, I should say our big polka band tonight, let's start with our evening prayer.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Porch, and I am the Associate Pastor at Beulah United Methodist Church in Richmond, Virginia. However, I am a Nebraska native, born and raised in Bellevue, and a graduate of University of Nebraska-Lincoln in 2015. And I am grateful to share in a prayer with News Channel Nebraska, and I hope you'll join me in this prayer. Oh God, you are our healer, and we ask that in this season of pain, in this season of darkness, in this pandemic, that you would bring about your healing, not just to our communities or to Nebraska, but to the whole world. God, just as Jesus healed the sick and opened the eyes of the blind, we pray that your healing and your light would shine across the whole world. God, would your healing presence and power be upon all of the scientists, doctors, nurses, healthcare workers who are seeking to protect us, who are seeking to keep us safe in this season. Oh God, may your healing bring about redemption and healing for the entire world. God, we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much for that prayer. Look at these nice-looking blue shirts that the Lonnie Orchestra has. I don't know if it's the lighting here but you look like 7 Smurfs. 7 Smurfs on the TV tonight. I don't know. Look at there's blue hues everywhere. Lonnie, welcome to the show. Nice to have you. How's life in Brainerd?
It's real well. Thanks for having us back again. We appreciate being asked back.
Have you gotten any rain on the farm?
We've kind of been hit and miss. We had like a heavy mist this morning just for a little bit, and then that wind blew on through, but further northeast Nebraska, I think, got a little bit of rain.
Well, Omaha must have got some real wind with that because their power was still out this afternoon in Omaha. I don't know. We like to package up the storms in this undisclosed location, and then we kick them on down the road to hopefully fire them up for everybody else. But I think they're actually made in O'Neill. I think the people in O'Neill actually make the storms. But so tell me tonight, we are doing polka tonight.
Yep, we're here with the polka band tonight.
And this crew here, I think I know everyone.
You know them all.
This guy with the tuba back here claims that he's got allergies. I'm going to check him for a fever to make sure it's not anything else.
That's right.
I heard someone cough and everybody about hit the ground. Yes, that's a bad thing about coronavirus.
You know what? Everybody, it's in this almost like paranoia state just a little bit. It's just like everybody, you hear a cough or something, it's like, holy smokes. So.
I know. And school's starting this week.
Yep.
Not for anybody here. Well, yes.
That one.
East Butler High School right here.
There, she's got to get smart again. So.
She's taken 3 classes through the community college, too.
Mm-hmm. And she's taken how many so far already? 2? 3 already.
Boy,
so.
She's gonna start college as a senior. Yeah. All right, well, we are excited to have you all here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a fun night. It's a Monday night with the Lonnie Orchestra, polka all night long. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
tune called Lonnie Polka. And then you accidentally heard just a little bit of our second song by Paul when we started. He got nervous. He got excited. We want to welcome you all to News Channel Nebraska. What a joy and privilege it is for the boys and ladies of the band to be back here once again for everybody. It's a wonderful way to get some music out there to everybody and enjoy a nice evening. It's nice. We can see outside from our secret location, and it's just beautiful outside. The wind was, the humidity's gone, thank goodness, for a little bit. One of my things I did for this broadcast was send out a little note on Facebook and also on my weekly newsletter if anybody had any dedications they'd like to do. Thought we'd do something a little bit different than the last couple times. And we had our song list made up, I don't know, last night, I guess. But we had a few people pipe in a couple songs that we're going to try to sneak in. We already had the song lists already. But I got it on my handy-dandy paper here, Paul. Look at that. Isn't that handy? We want to send this one out especially to good people all the way from the big town of Columbus, Nebraska, Reggie and Marianne Briza, who said, what a nice song to play if we would play the Briza Zelena polka. So by golly, you know, it was almost like it was rehearsed. Here we go. Zelena polka. We got another nice, another pretty waltz right now. We didn't even do one yet, so this is our first one, Paul. We want to send out another nice song. I always wait till the end, but I'm going to do it at the beginning. My lovely family at home watching, my lovely wife and 3 daughters are at home, so hope they're watching, and I hope the 3 girls are behaving, Paul. We'll find out when I get home.
As they should be.
As they should be, like their bigger sister here. My daughter Susie on the piano, since the last time we've been here, got 1 year older. She celebrated her birthday on August 5th and turned 17 years old. So how about a nice round of applause for the band for Susie? as the crowd dies down. So here, here's a little tune called the Grown Rose Waltz.
Nesu ti růžičku naší malé zahradky vyrostla pro tebe s růžovými poplatky. Jestli s tou růžičkou vy pěkně štěstí dám, já ti včevčatko z lásky hrad náručná trhám. Jestli s tou růžičkou vy pěkně štěstí nám, já ti včevčatko z lásky hrad náručná trhám.
A pretty tune called the Grown Rose Waltz. Paul, I think we're doing really good so far, don't you think? Except from that little rough start from the tenor player. Besides from that, I think it's going real. We have lucky enough once again from the last time you seen us. It's the same crew, just different wardrobe, upper wardrobe, and we still have our lovely husband and wife team back here, up here, the lovely Marla Yennock there, and her husband, not so lovely Richard Yennock right there, yeah. So nice to have him back there here with us again. Here's a nice little tune. We were kind of going through, we got together yesterday at a secret location and kind of went through some music and decided, what should we play today? Paul and I, when we acquired the Ernie Kutcher Library several years ago, we kind of went through and we made a spreadsheet, and I think we got up to 600-700 songs. Is that about right? So we felt it's no reason that you guys should hear the same stuff we did the last show and the show before. We got plenty stuff here to play for you. So here's a tune that on the Ernie Kutcher records, a few of them ago, Ernie recorded this tune called By the Village Polka.
Look at that. The Leo Lonnie Orchestra comes in hot with some polka tonight. Good to see you all here, and good to have everybody back and join us here. We have a big week planned on News Channel Nebraska. Of course, polka tonight. We try to do at least polka once per week. Susie, I have some, we've run some intelligence on you, in fact. Yeah, we saw that you got your senior pictures done, and
Yes.
so you're a senior. You start Thursday?
Yep.
East Butler High School?
Yes, sir.
All right, and this is the last year at home for you?
Except for the weekends in college, yeah.
Oh, okay, except for playing every weekend with
Yeah.
Dad somewhere, probably. All right, let's put these pictures up here. Let's see what we've got. There she is. There she is. She's with the Pitts Farms truck with and what are you, a state officer now?
I am now the president of my local FFA chapter at East Butler.
East Butler. All right, there's the president in her business attire. Here she is with the 4020 tractor. And did your dad polish that up for you? Is that what you said, or who did? Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. All right, that's good. And there's my piano. Yes, there's the piano that departed last week. You actually got a photo with it. So,
Yes.
is that the only one with the piano?
We used the one in front of Chad's store.
Oh,
there was a
okay.
rustic-looking one that was.
That's a nice looking
Yeah.
piano. Well, I was like, that's exactly what we need. That's the last picture of my favorite piano we have. It had to go away last week. Did you watch it all last week? We had a wonderful pianist on there, Matthew Mayer. Did you see how good he was? Oh, that made my Wednesday. That was a good show. And so, yes, we want to congratulate Susan on her pictures. And let's do Mike's mailbag before we get back to more polka here. We have been getting lots of notes from across the state, and it really does make our day to read about what you think. Here's Dawn and Ray Brown. Heineman from Wayne, thank you for bringing your variety show Quarantine Tonight to all of us. It's the best thing on TV these days. If you continue the show, we'll be eager listeners. Surely is refreshing to listen to your friendly banter with the entertainers. Kudos to your sons and crew. Keep this fine program. Well, thank you, Don and Ray Brown Heineman. Here's Nadine in Grand Island. Wow, did everyone in Nebraska hit the jackpot when you started Quarantine Tonight? So much talent, and the variety is unreal. Also, enjoy all the reruns. Thanks to my kids for the camera work and smoke machine. We have been blessed by Father Joe. Can't say enough thank yous. Well, thank you, Nadine from Grand Island. We appreciate you watching. And this is from Pat in Norfolk. It's so nice to have something good to watch on TV. I enjoy the happy players and the country and western groups. Also like Father Joe's masses. Hope you can continue the quarantine programs. Have enjoyed watching your sons too. Well, that's nice. My kids are actually getting ready. We had Meet the Teacher night tonight. And my 10-year-old's 5th grade teacher was my 5th grade teacher. I know. She's also had my other son. She started in so I'm 45, he's 10. I was in her class in 1985. She'd already been a teacher for 9 years by then. And she's got my youngest. And of course, as teachers are, she pulls out all of the stuff that, pictures that I drew in 1985, and all the other parents who were former students of hers, has it all laid out when we go in there. That's what those teachers. You were a teacher for what? How many years?
Over 30.
30 years. And you were at Platteview?
Platteview. Oh, here's the microphone. There you go. Yeah, I was at Springfield Platteview Schools for the last 20.
As a band director?
Band director, yeah.
Music teacher?
Mostly grades 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then assists with high school. So I started all the beginners in the school district
Oh, wow.
for 20 years there. So
Do you miss the kids?
I miss the kids. I miss how excited they were about getting instruments and meeting new kids and new families and stuff. That kept it fresh every year.
Could you teach music with a mask on?
No, you're going to have to play. I mean, they're going to have the mask off. They are selling like protectors for the ends of the
Are
horns
they?
and stuff, yeah, but no,
No.
you're going to have to play.
Well, we'll get
So-
back down to it. Well, thank you for all your service.
Thanks.
I mean, if you want to teach a 10-year-old and stay in the business for another 40 years, we'll see if we can get you one of my sons. One of my grandkids.
Yeah.
All right, it's 8:27. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more from the Leo Lonnie Polka Band right here on News Channel Nebraska. Boy, that Jeff Fox is, he puts more effort into his weather in just 3 minutes than I put into my entire day some days. He's the most excited guy about Nebraska weather. All right, we are back here with the Leo Lonnie Polka Band, and we're going to be entertaining you tonight, or they're going to be entertaining you tonight. Quick note about Thursday and Friday on News Channel Nebraska this week. We are holding a news seminar for all of our employees that are on the content creation side. So the reporters, the producers, the anchors, the people that push the buttons back at the station. We are all going to Nebraska City to the Lead Lodge down there, and we have all of our equipment vendors coming in, and we're going to do some learning so that we can do a better job delivering the news and talk about how we do that. So we're actually going to have a 2-day Quarantine Tonight marathon on News Channel Nebraska. So you won't get your regular news or weather on Thursday after the Mass, after Father Joe's done. You will get your Mass on Friday, but you're not going to get the news because there's not enough of us to make the world go round and do all the learning we have to do. So I'm just putting it out there. You're going to get a lot of Quarantine Tonight Thursday and Friday. There will be a brand new Quarantine Tonight Friday night at 8 o'clock. So there you go. And most TV stations, I don't think, shut everything down so they can go to a seminar. We're not like teachers. We can't do it in the summer. Or we can't cancel school for the day. That's right. But we're going to cancel the news for the day. So there's only good news. It's all music, 2 days. It's going to be a marathon. It's a marathon of polka right now with the Leo Lonnie Polka Band. Okay. Nema, už má panenko lásku tvou. Nedá se vodit cestou falešnou. Všechny tvoje sliby byly jenom chybí. Nemám však
Oh yeah, we started back here with the Lost Love polka. Paul, you never had any of those, did you?
Nope.
Okay.
Can't lose it if you don't have
You
it.
can't lose it if you don't have it. I had to look. I grabbed a notebook from home, and just to be safe, I did this. Just to be, I didn't want to say like anything on there. So anyway, we got some requests from our tuba player all the way from the big town. Our tuba player is from Wahoo, Nebraska, Mr. Caleb Rezaj. Wave, Caleb, to everybody. Say hi. There you go. Caleb is a very sporty fellow there, and he. I don't know. There's so many things I can say, but I can't. I don't know why. So, but anyway, Caleb said he'd like to send one out. Oh, look at all this list of Caleb stuff here. Look at that. He said, send one out to all of my grandparents. So that would be his grandparents, his great-grandparents, his great-great-great-grandparents, and his great-great-great-great-great-grandparents. And then also he said, send one out to the Gunthers in Norfolk and West Point. So this is for you guys from the tuba player back there, playing that nice big shiny King Symphony tuba back there. We had a request, Marla, for Caleb to play the King tonight. He brought the Con 20J last time, and that King horn back there belonged to a very great tuba player, Mr. Joe Proska from Abbey, Nebraska, who played with Ernie Kuchera, played with Dean Hansen, played with a lot of great bands, and we are lucky enough that we have Ernie Kuchera's music, but we have some of the instruments that were on Ernie's band also. This is a tune that Ernie played, and I just don't know if any other band plays it, or if they have it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. It's a tune, Ernst Musch tune, actually, and it's a pretty tune called The Woodman's Old House. A little pretty tune of The Woodman's Old House. Just kind of a different tune that not too many bands play. Well, Paul, I ain't going to send this one out to anybody. We're going to do a nice tune here.
I think you should.
No, I don't want to be that mean. We're going to send this one out, especially a good friend of the band's, a wonderful guy, and is married to a wonderful lady, Mr. and Mrs. Alan Volish. Paul, you betcha, Mr. and Mrs. Alan Volish. Alan, a great trombone player, played with many fine bands, and played with the Dean Hansen Band for several years alongside Marlo over there, you bet. So, since what? 1986 is when they started playing together on Dean's band. And this is actually Alan Walisch tune. Yeah, Alan's band played this. He had a great orchestra back then. Here is the Swobodenko Polka, also known as the Single Girl Polka.
She'll know who it is. Send it out to her. It's
Oh,
going out
are you
to-
sure?
Yeah, send it out
So
to
we're
the
going to
single-
send this one out to the single gal out there.
There we go.
What was her name? Oh, yeah, Haley, right? Heidi?
Oh,
Which one was it this time? Okay, all right. There's so many, we don't even know which ones to pick from. Oh, yeah. So, no, so Caleb wants to send this one out to here. Here's one called You'll Always Be a Single Girl Polka. Here we go.
hey, we got a laugh from the crowd.
Uśmiech witeźni, swatebni, Swobodenko mila, jak si krásna byla, jen ti milé mám. Z náručí sebou mě Svobodenko už za chvíli rozločí.
Oh, yeah, a little tune called the Single Girl Polka. Let's see, I'm trying to look at the clock there. How about we do a little insert?
All right.
How about we do that? We're going to do a little button accordion tune, all right?
Okay.
Going to do a little button accordion tune. I asked Caleb, don't forget to bring some music along so we can do a little trio work. Then I asked Marla, I said, what tune would you like to hear? And she says, can you play my dad's Dutch Festival Waltz? Is that right, Marla? Or did you change your mind?
No, it's a great tune.
So that's what we're going to do right now. A little Dean Hansen tune, a little Dutch Festival Waltz, a good one in the territory. Yeah, a little Dutch festival tune. You betcha. That gave everybody, except the back row, a little rest, I guess you'd say. I got to put my jewelry back on. Paul, you got any jewelry you got to worry about? Okay, all right. We'd like to send this next tune out, which is this one. There is a guy, Paul, that is watching us this evening that, I don't know, is very famous, and he has an alias. So I'm going to say we want to send out a happy birthday to that famous man, Mr. Frank Melmer, who's celebrating his birthday August 17th. How about that?
How old is he?
He didn't say how old he's going to be. Why did he do that? But he also, if you didn't know that Frank Melmer, he has an alias because he's also known as HA number 2. That's his alias. There's some other numbers out there in the world, and he is the second one of them. How about that? So this is a tune that he wrote for us, and he said that Marla's going to love it, and Paul's going to love it, and Paul is all excited already. Here's a little Ray Dorschner tune, and we're going to do our best on because Frank Melmer wrote it. Here is the February March polka. Paul, settle your nerves. That was pretty good.
Dust out of the horns. Yeah.
All right, Paul, let's go through our requests here.
Okay.
We're knocking them out here. Let's see. We're not up to that one yet. Let's see here. I don't know. Let's do. Oh, we got here. Send one from the Rezachas out to Clarence Egger from Prague, Nebraska. You betcha. I don't know if this is appropriate for him or not, Caleb. Is it? I don't know. And also, Rich said to send one out, especially to Mr. and Mrs. Alan Regos, all the way from Louisville, Nebraska, especially for them. He called Rich at work the other day and said, "Holy smokes, I seen you on TV. I didn't know you played drums." And Rich said, "I didn't know either." So we're lucky for that. Well, we're unlucky. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play a song that was written by our tenor player from Gretna, Nebraska, the one, the only, the Golden Canary, Mr. Paul Menoshek. Let's give him a round of applause of the band. You bet, that's right. Arranged. And Paul, he was down on his luck one day, and he looked in his wallet, and he was down to my last dollar. So that's what we're going to play for you, My Last Dollar.
Poslední korunu mám, jdu vám bez muziky dám. Já vím, že platím jen málo, víc už kapse nemám. Až budu v sobotu brát, musíte jen pro mě hrát. Bez vás by za nic nestálo být a sedět tak sám. Pro lásku ať se trápí ten, kdo se neumí smát. Poslední korunu mám, tu vám dnes muziky dám.
Well, there you go. Paul, I haven't heard you referred to as the Golden Canary. That is a first. You better grab that microphone here so we can unpack that.
I've been referred to as a number of things.
Yeah, well, Golden Canary, where does that even come from? Is that something that's special to polka music or Looney Tunes? Is that what it is?
Probably a little bit of Budweiser and a happy
It's a
dancer or something.
Mix of something, yeah. Well, look, the Smurfs come up with their own names tonight. The Golden Canary. I've been giving them a hard time because they all got their blue shirts on here tonight. But Paul's got a voice that sounds great, and I'm sure that a lot of our viewers really, really, really enjoyed that. Where'd you learn the language like that? Do you actually know the language, or do you just know the words?
A little bit of both. I lived next door to my grandmother, and she came over when she was 6 from Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia. So she helped me be able to say the words, and then later I did take some lessons, so I know enough to get me in trouble.
That, and she buttered both sides of the bread. Those Czechs, they like their butter, don't they? Heart disease follows them.
She made great kolacha, though.
Oh, I bet. Where's your favorite kolacha? If you could pick, like, where would you buy your favorites at?
From Grandma's house.
Well, besides.
No, nobody makes it. She made more Moravian style than what you usually see, the round style. So you got more filling than you got dough.
Oh.
Instead of a big bite of dough and a little bit of filling. So, and we had a cherry tree in our backyard, and so she made. We picked the cherries, and then she made them. So
it's like right out of a children's book. I mean, everything from the Yellow Canary. All right, very good. Thank you, Paul. It's just a little bit after 9 o'clock. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. We've got more coming right up with the Leo Lonnie Polka Band. You're watching News Channel Nebraska's Quarantine Tonight, brought to you by the University of Nebraska Medical Center. They're working around the clock, finding cures, caring patients, and teaching the next generation of medical professionals in Nebraska. It's all coming up on NCN. Hey, welcome back to News Channel Nebraska's Quarantine Tonight. It is so nice. The weather is so nice right outside this undisclosed location. You just want to almost crank the TV up and listen to it through the windows, sit in the front yard. We couldn't get any better weather, and I'm sure in a few months we'll be praying for days like this. Yeah. So let's enjoy every bit of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got more with the Leo Lonnie Polka Band right here on News Channel Nebraska's Quarantine Tonight.
Roseanne, I love you so. Why did you have to go? I love you from the start. Why did you break my heart? You were the only one. You were my heart's one desire. Why did you go? Please let me know. Roseanne, I love you so. Roseanne, I love you so. Why did you have to go? I love you from the start. Why did you break my heart? You were the only one. You were my heart's one desire. Why did you go? Please let me know. Roseanne, I love you so.
Oh, yeah, a little tune called Roseanne, and we wanted to send that one out especially to Richard and Roseanne Commenda. You betcha. We miss those people, and also Ron and Darlene Clement, all those fun people, Paul, that always pick on us and we never pick on them. I don't know why. All right, what do we got next? Here, I got the insert, right? Yeah. Okay. request. I got a request on my phone, Paul, and I got a request on this piece of paper. So I'm going to do all I can, okay? It says here, please play a nice tune for Caleb's, the tuba player, grandparents, Charlie and Dorothy Aborney's 51st wedding anniversary. And thanks, love the show, Mike Flood. So Mike, there's people out there loving you. There you go. And also, we want to send one out especially to Polly Kniffen. I hope I say her last name right, or she'll call and get mad at me. Is that all right? Especially for Polly from South Dakota. And she said, would you please play, or have Paul sing at least some of it, and then I could join in if he lets me, the Wayside Waltz. And this is a good old Ernie Kutcher tune. So here we go.
Tam na strani przy miesiączku libowłosem panduliczku. Noc już była, miesiąc się spał, ja i szeptał, mam cię rad. Nes na strani, nese damy, doma dzieci kochane. Snad po letach na tym miejscach budou také chodívat. Dávno přešly mladé chvíle, dnes už máme vlasy bílé. Já tu svoji andulíčku nepřestal mít nikdy rád.
Oh, yeah, a little Wayside Waltz. Oh, yeah, Ernie and the boys played that many a times. Are we all on the same page so far? I think so. I lost my request page. No, I have it. There we go. All right, we're knocking them out of the park here. Tonight we're doing a little bit, you'd say we are a Czech band, I guess you'd say. And and we're kind of the old Nebraska style Czech band. We're kind of the 7-piece band, or back then in the heyday, a lot of bands were 7, 8-piece. One thing that kind of makes us a little different, I guess, than all the rest is we use a piano or keyboard in this instance. And we just like the sound of it. Always fills it out nicely. And so we do a lot of Czech vocals, and then we've done some English vocals, just in case anybody doesn't understand the Czech language. Paul will translate anything for you. Just look him up, and you ask him what word to say, and he'll tell you. He can give you all the good words and all the bad words, or he can tell you some words and not tell you until you find out on your own what they are. So anyway, the last time we were here, we had a request for this tune, and like I said, we always pull our charts out before we start playing. So we apologize when a note pops up, please play this, please play that. We already got our charts pulled up just so we make things smoother for TV. And but this one we had, I think, the last time, and so we're going to do it for you right now. And Paul, I hope this is not true. Or at least for some of us. Here is
Some of us find out.
let's hope some of us find out, and then let the other people know down here. Here is no beer in heaven.
In heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink it here. And when we're gone from here, our friends will be drinking all the beer. La 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 la. La la la. La 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 la. La 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 la. In heaven there is no beer. That's why we drink it here. And when we're gone from here, our friends will be drinking all the beer.
Everybody sing.
La 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 la.
Even at home, sing with us.
La 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 la. If you know the words.
If you know, yeah.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Oh yeah, in heaven there is no beer. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
I could hear people through that open door from our secret location singing along, Paul.
That's right.
I got a nice note today that said, would you please play, and we didn't have this song up in our musical library for tonight, but we're going to get the request in anyway, the dedication. Rick Linneman sent me a note and said, would you please play in memory of his mother, Ann Linneman, who would have turned 90 today. So that's a very nice thing to do, you betcha. So especially for in memory of Ann. Here's a pretty tune. Also, we'd like to send this one out. Who likes this song, Marla? Joanne and Valerian Svoboda. Paul, he just celebrated a birthday not too long ago. That is right. So a happy birthday to you, Valerian. And once again, we're sorry for your wife that she has to put up with you the way you are. So here is the Letter After Summer waltz.
když ty si mou lásku zradil. Nevole víc a nech to mé srdce spát. Hlal si mi jen, když v lásky si moje hladil. Hlal si mi jen, když šeptal si mám tě rád. Co ti bylo, to dávno už není. Najdi si zas holku jiné potěšení. Co ti bylo, to dávno už není. Najdi si zas holku jiné potěšení.
Oh yeah, a little tune called Letter After Summer. Okay. Let's see, Paul? Is that, you have the same one I do?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, all right, that works. I had a request here and it disappeared and I can't see it right now. We'd like to send one out, especially, I'm going to miss the names, but I remembered the one name, especially to Bill Wojda out there. I'd like to send one out to him. This is a tune when, back in the heyday when all these bands were playing so much, my dad was one of them, and then we got some from good friends of ours. You know, you go to a dance once in a while, you take a recorder, and it wasn't just a little recorder like this, I guess. It was called a reel-to-reel recorder, and they usually were in a box like that, and weighed about 1,000,000 trillion pounds. And so this is a tune that we found in Ernie's book, and we wrote it out, and then we found it in there, I guess. We kind of changed it a little bit just so we could read it. And we didn't know the exact name for it, so we titled it in memory of one of Ernie's. Ernie had two main lead sax players, Mr. Bert Hernicek and also Irvin Sidlick. And Irvin was playing on this recording that we had of this tune, so we could make sure we get it right. And so we thought we were going to call it Irvin's Hoolerai. Well, then we kind of found out later, once we got Ernie's music, the real title is You Tell Me Polka. But we're going to call it the Irvin Sidlick Hoolerai, and we're going to send this one out especially to Irvin Sidlick Jr. and his lovely wife, Pat, in the big town of Dwight, Nebraska. Here we go. You stand, Paul? little tune called the You Tell Me Polka. I think we got time. Hopefully we got time for this one. We forgot to ask the boss when the next break is. But we're going to do this one.
Anyway, okay.
Hold on. This next tune we're going to do is, Paul, there's a famous guy in Omaha.
That's right.
Do you know who he is?
I do.
Okay, well then that's good enough for me. In Omaha, there's a very famous guy by the name of Mr. Ron Nacherney. And this is a chart that his band kind of made famous, and I think he originally wrote this. He wrote this. This is an original of his. And we're going to do it especially for a great couple from Milligan, I think his hometown, right, for him? I'm hoping so. And we're going to make it Milligan anyway. Mr. and Mrs. John and Lee Kushik, you betcha, good friends of ours. And Rich and I and Caleb seen John anyway. There in Wilbur this last week ago, yeah. So here's a little tune, a little Ron Nacherney tune called the Y Polka. Oh yeah, a little tune called the Y Polka, you betcha. What do we got next? All right. We have 2 requests for this tune, Paul. And luckily it was in our list, so we're making everybody happy. First off, we want to send 60th wedding anniversary, happy 60th wedding anniversary, to Kermit and Joanne Benshoff here in the big town of Norfolk, Nebraska. You betcha. So a happy 60th wedding anniversary to them. And also we're supposed to send this one out, especially from Mr. and Mrs. Jensen. Said, please play a nice tune for a very nice couple. Well, half of them. Especially for Mr. and Mrs. Gerald Bodie, who yesterday celebrated their 56th wedding anniversary to each other. How about we give them a big round of applause, boys and girls of the band? You betcha. That's about all the applause they'll get, yeah. So especially for them, and especially this is, I think, one of Roberta's favorite songs, and so we want to keep Roberta happy. That's right. If Roberta's happy, then Gerald is happy. Here is the Blue Skirt Waltz.
Well, there you go, the Leo Lonnie Polka Band tonight. I keep wanting to say orchestra. It is the orchestra, but that leads me to big band sometimes. Hey, let's get that microphone over to that drummer back there. He hasn't been picked on for a long time. This South Omaha native has been. His wife's over here, by the way. I don't know if you know that. She claims him or he claims her. I don't know how that works.
Well, it'll be like 32 almost, August 19th.
Oh, 32 years of
August
marriage?
19th, 32 years of wedded bliss, yes.
Oh, what do you have planned on this special night?
We're going to Arizona.
What's in Arizona? Polka?
Our son.
Oh, your son. How old is he?
He's 29.
Okay, is he excited to see you?
Yes, he is. He is moving, so we're going to be helping him move.
Oh, you're moving the boxes. Well, that doesn't sound like a good
As
reason
long as
to
it's
go.
light.
You know, one thing I want to point out, when you see him drumming, you see, I don't know if you guys, I can see this. Everybody has all their music in front of him. He has no music. He does this from memory. Isn't that right?
Sorta.
How do you know? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, just listen to records and tapes over the years.
You've done this a few times.
Yeah, I've just done it a few times, yes.
Yeah, there's no sheet music anywhere near him back there.
No, thank goodness. I got a song list, though,
Yeah.
just in case.
That's generous of them to give you a song list. Well, you married a good drummer. Is that why you married him?
Not for the drumming.
Oh, yes.
But he did love music, and I'm a music person, so.
Where'd you meet him?
I was on a blind date. It really was, yeah. We set up by another couple players that were musicians that we were playing music with. Yeah.
And it was over 32 years ago.
I must have did something right, Mike.
Yeah, you did. Well, the guy can play the duck dinner. Well, you know, tomorrow is my wife's birthday. Yeah. That is August 11th. So you jogged my memory. It had been a long, I know she likes a lot of music, but she said she was going to bed early tonight because she's a teacher, you know. Suddenly everybody's, you know, before when I worked, it was like everybody could stay up till midnight, but now that she's got to go to work, the house is like very quiet. So I'll be able to make my card out thanks to you here.
No problem. No charge on that, Mike.
32 years. I'm about, I don't know, 13 years behind you. So
Great.
knock on something. All right, here we go. Right? Yeah, that was plastic, she says. Now, Lonnie, you're ready here. Tell us about our next set. We're having a good time. This is a more Czechoslovakian polka that you're doing tonight.
Yes. It's
because usually you've got an accordion going.
Yep, we got accordion going. When I do a trio job or something, we'll do all accordion stuff. But when we got the band, we just kind of feature once in a while, kind of give the front row a rest. The back row never rests. They play all the time, really.
Yeah, that guy back there with the tuba.
Yeah.
I mean, your COVID is no match for you. Your lung capacity
give him the microphone there.
Your lung capacity is
It's on
unbelievable.
already, I
You
think.
just keep going and going and going. You kind of hide behind that tuba.
That's by design.
That's by design. You're the introvert of the bunch.
No.
Well,
No, they say.
compared to these three, yeah.
You can't get a word in with some of these guys over here.
When they're by themselves, they're all right. But then when they're together, it is bad news.
And you're just back there.
Anybody
blowing.
that's come to the dances know that, yeah.
Are you missing the dances? Aren't you?
Oh
missing
yeah.
them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people are missing being at the dances.
That's right. It's kind of we don't know what to do with ourselves sometimes. But this Sunday we're going out to Howard County.
Oh yeah.
And there's 4 counties out there that are in stage 4. So stage 4 means dancing is allowed.
Oh my gosh.
And so we got called, which we'll send a tune out to, and we'll say right now, Mr. and Mrs. Gary Rasmussen are having us play for their anniversary dance. And they're putting one on because it's stage 4. They just want everybody to be careful. And
Are we all invited?
you're all invited. It's open to the public.
Where is this at?
It's at the Legion Club in St. Paul, Nebraska.
And what time is it?
And we start at 2:30. So 2:30 to 6:30. That'll be our first dance we've played since March, I guess, February.
And that's north of Grand Island about?
Yeah, let's
little
see.
bit.
How do you want to say where St. Paul is?
I know where St.
Between Grand Island and Ord.
Between
Yeah.
between
yeah.
Grand Island and Oregon.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
2:30
2:30
on Saturday,
this Sunday.
which is August
16th?
16th.
Yeah,
Okay.
16th, yeah.
At 2:30 at
And
the
it'll
American
be-
Legion Hall.
It's going to be exciting to play because, you know, you're going to get the crowd interaction and everything, but you're still a little bit hesitant, just a little bit the way everything is. So,
Yeah.
but they want to celebrate their anniversary, their 55th wedding anniversary, and we played their 50th wedding anniversary, obviously 5 years ago, and that was Susie's very, very first job that she ever played with the dance band, polka band, because she would come to a dance job once in a while and just play a song or two, and our piano player couldn't make it, and so that we were using regular Mr. Butch Hine, and so I didn't know what to do, and so then Susie says, "Did you find somebody to play?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, well, who'd you get?" I says, "I'm looking at her."
Oh, that's how she got
yeah,
roped
so
into this.
she, ta-da, and there she was.
So they're celebrating 55 years.
And 5 years of Susie playing professionally.
And when
in
do
the
you
dance
think?
band.
What do you think you're going to be doing when their 60th party comes up? Still play
Still
for
playing,
it.
there you go.
You'll come back at the 65th wedding anniversary. You might come with a baby or something. like that. Well, I'm just saying it's 10 years. She's 10 years. I mean, I didn't want to rush that on Dad. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Oh my God.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Quarantine Tonight, brought to you by the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Tonight it's the Lonnie Orchestra with Polka. We're going to let them get to it. We've only got a few minutes left, and we want to make it count. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Oh yeah, that Our Town polka. Paul, I've been getting texts for requests. How about that? We're going to keep playing anyway. We want to send one out especially for Larry Hogg, who's listening in Texas. How about that? You betcha. Said, please play a polka. Well, that one was for him, but we'll do this one as a polka also. Larry Hogg, he played with the High Toppers and favorite Wurstfest band. You betcha.
You got that one?
All right, and then here we have a request for Glenette Troyan Smith, birthday of Columbus, from Gary and Charlie Troyan from Burwell. Yeah, I betcha. He said, also tell that Chesky back there to smile a little bit more. So, Rich, read in between the lines. You betcha. So, especially for Gary Troyan, you betcha. Hey. Yeah, all right. So anyway, so here's a nice little tune. Since there hasn't been any church dinners, Paul, and we're kind of getting hungry, and they're kind of getting hungry for dumplings. Here's the prune dumplings polka.
Sveškové knedlíky, ty já mám tak hrozně rád, když je mám k obědu. Dám si jen 4krát sveškové knedlíky, milý jako květ, ty já bych nezměnil, když bych se oženil, ty já bych nezměnil za celý svět. Oh yeah, a little tune called The Prune Dumplings. I'm hungry now, Paul.
Yes.
Let's see here. We got about 10 minutes. Do you guys want to skip something, or you want to do this one? I'm just trying to figure out. Or what would you like to do? You want to do this one, or would you like to do the one that's on the right up there?
You're the boss.
I'm the boss. Marla? That a girl. Here, okay, we're going to fast forward to 391. We're going to do a little tune called The Merry-Go-Round Polka, all right? And we're going to feature Mr. Paul Manischek on that licorice stick.
I hope not.
And and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, write in those cards and letters. The reason that you see us back again is because all your wonderful cards and letters to News Channel Nebraska, and also to that famous guy, Mr. Mike Flood. And without your guys' support, Mike Flood couldn't do what he's doing, and we couldn't do what we're doing tonight. So make sure to get those cards and letters. I'm sure they'll put an address up there sometime, some way, somehow. Also, you can check us out on our website, Lonnie Orchestra, and on Facebook, Lonnie Orchestra. And right now, we're going to not feature the vocal stylings of our Golden Canary, Paul Manischek, but his clarinet stylings. Here is a little tune called The Merry-Go-Round Polka. yeah, a little tune called the Merry-Go-Round Polka. You feel it going, yeah.
There we go.
All right, boys and girls, let's fast forward to the last song that we were going to do. Which is right here. LL 501. And I'm looking at the clock, and we're going to try to time this right. So we're going to do a quick version of theme song, all right? And then we're going to go into this, all right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to finish here with 2 songs. And Paul, they're standing, so I suppose you're going to have to stand if you want to fit in. We'd like to play this one in memory of all those great players that played with the Lonnie Orchestra. We always end every dance job with the theme song of Ernie's, and we'd like to do that for you right now before we play our last tune. So here we go, just a little short version of it once through. Now we're going to do a nice little song. When we were here the last time with the Polka Band, we played a nice tune, and we hope you can join in at home singing along with us. And it's a good tune that maybe we can get this country back to going to the right way sometimes. And we hope you join in with singing with us. Here's a nice song called God Bless America.
America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, wide with
That was a home run. Sounds so great. I think you just renewed my FCC license for another 7 years. I think the feds ought to like that one, don't you think? Good job. Very good job. I love that. Hey, as we end our show tonight, I just want to recognize and thank Chad Barnhill and Midwest Music. This guy, how many shows have we done together? Do you have any idea? 80?
I would think 70 plus, probably 80. I would think we're getting close to 80.
Close to 80, and he's been at almost every single one of these. And we haven't we had you play drums one night. When is your band going to play?
We tried one time, but we'll reschedule it. We'll make it happen sometime. time, but we'll see. Near future, we'll see. We'll see.
Chad's pushing me a little bit, Lonnie. He said, have you ever thought about maybe getting like I don't know, a tree or some kind of a bush or something on stage, like a little decoration? Do you think it's a little bland in here?
I'm just thinking we need a little texture in the background, a little stuff. I mean,
Something
the
that'll
blue
go
is
with blue
good,
shirts.
but
Today we got the Smurfs.
Yeah, you got the Smurfs.
it's looking good. I think, I don't know, people out there are thinking a little texture in the background will make it look better. It's all good. It's all good.
Midwest Music, you can learn to play all these instruments here at Midwest Music
I
Center.
think it's amazing. They're playing all these awesome stuff. We're going back to beginner band world. Yes, it's going to happen, and it's awesome. You guys are doing a great job playing these stuff, and these little kids see that, yes, you can play on TV and play the clarinet and the trombone and the trumpet and the piano and the tuba and the drums. It's awesome. It's great.
And Mike, he's a great horn fixer. He saved my butt that one show because my horn wasn't working.
He moved the piano. He got the piano back safely.
Susie.
Sorry.
Susie.
No,
Susie
it
cried.
was fine. It was fine.
Susie cried, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
we all cried on that one.
It's okay.
But yeah, you sell all these kinds of instruments, and so thank you to Chad and the people behind the scenes. We even have a cameraman you'll introduce you to this week that has a broken arm and he's still playing. He's got a wounded wing.
He's doing, yeah, it's amazing. He showed up today. It was like he saved a kid, and he was like, "Oh, I just broke my hand. It's all good."
He's a lifeguard. Yeah. We'll get you that story tomorrow at 8. Right now it's time for news at 10 right here on News Channel Nebraska. Good night.